So during the Christmas period, we had a chance to catch up with Guy North and have a chat about his music and play some tracks. Hi, Guy.
Hiya, how are we doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Good Christmas?
Yeah, very good, thanks. And you?
Good. Yeah, quiet one, but yeah, another one out of the way, shall we say. So thanks for taking the time to join us for a quick chat. First question for you is, how and when did you get started in the music business?
In the music world, I started off playing trombone for Aubrey Victoria Band in maybe 1991, maybe earlier than that, 1990, something like that. So I play quite a few instruments. I started off on brass, then went on to guitar. I can play pretty much any instrument to a mediocre level.
Good. And how did that progress then? How did you progress?
Well, you're not going to get girls playing trombone, you know.
Okay.
Play guitar. You got more of a chance.
Did it work? Did it work, Guy?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, so my wife, we met at Clarence Park Festival in 1996, and we were playing on stage. So yeah, it definitely worked.
Oh, good.
No, that festival well. Okay. So we asked you to, if you would kindly record some tracks for us, which you recorded 4, which is great, much appreciated. And we're going to hear the first one. What's this one called? And is there a background story to it, Guy?
There is, yeah. So this one's called Patterson, and it's a very political tune in that it refers to Owen Patterson of the the recently resigned Conservative MP, Owen Patterson, and it's just about, really, the disbelief that I had at the way these people conduct themselves. The lyrics are just a stab at, the erosion of democracy by people self-serving whilst in positions of power.
So let's give it a listen. This is Patterson. If you had to describe your music to anyone who hadn't heard it before, how would you describe it to them?
Well, it's got like a definite American influence to it, I think. So there's blues in there, rock, sometimes a little bit of country. Mm-hmm. All the good stuff, really. Well, when I say country, I mean like alt country, or traditional kind of American folk. I'm really into Americana more than country, to be fair.
Right. Okay. So we're hopefully coming out of the pandemic. What have you been up to during that time?
Well, I haven't done much music, unfortunately. So I was talking to Pete about this earlier on, and I found it really difficult to write music. It's difficult because you're in that kind of like isolation period. You're not seeing people. You don't have the same social situations that you can draw influence from to write songs. So what I ended up doing actually is I ended up doing a lot of creative writing instead to try and get my brain working in a different way. And I wrote a pilot for a sci-fi series. And then when we came out with the first lockdown, we made a trailer for the sci-fi series. It's kind of like a pitching tool. So completely not related to music at all, but I kept busy.
And is the series being recorded then? I know you said you
No, we're at the pitching stage now. So
right.
We've got like a pitch Bible, we've got the trailer, we've got an agent who's based in London to represent us. So yeah, and it's set it's kind of set in this area. It's a fictional town where it's set, but it's supposed to be like a northern town. So.
No, right. We'll keep our eyes on for that. Okay, second track, please. It's called "Whispering Trees." I gather.
Yeah.
There's a background story to this track, Guy?
There is. So what happened is we bought a piano, I don't know, maybe 3-4 years ago. I can't remember. We got it now. And I was playing it all the time. And I started to get like this pain in my thumb. And I thought it was like arthritis or something. It was really painful. My thumb went really big.
Right.
And I was out walking the dog, and I was just thinking about like how trees just stand there, and occasionally they'll lose a branch or whatever, but they'll just grow them back. They just weather the storm pretty well. They're not like humans where I suppose they are a bit like humans. They can get viruses or fungi and things like that are bad for them, I suppose. But I just came up with this story of a guy that resented the trees because he's getting older and older and older and more frail. And the trees just stand there. They've been there as long as he's lived. And he becomes paranoid that they're like conspiring against him. So, he makes a plan to get an axe to chop them down. And they're just mocking him all the way as he goes to chop them down.
Okay, well, let's have a listen. This is called Whispering Trees.
Dark and the wind is blowing cold. The air can in your fingers let you know you're getting old. The leaves in the park lay blindly on the ground. The shortness of your breath makes you glad you're homeward bound. The whispering trees say, seen it all before. Young man growing old is a sight to be aboard. We cook you into ashes or they'll toss you in the ground. The trees will still be standing there when you are not around. You lock your door, make a fire in the stove, and plot against the voices that mock you from the grove. Drink your whiskey, spinning thoughts inside your head. You buy yourself an axe and then you lay those voices dead. whispering trees say they've seen it all before. Young men growing old, there's a sight to be aboard. They'll cook you into ashes or they'll toss you in the ground. The trees will still be standing there when you are not around. Night, venture out with your blade, a journey up the hillside with the choices that you've made. The trees stand silent when their branches hanging bare. The silent soul marks you, take a swing now if you dare. And the whispering trees say they've seen it all before. Young men growing old, there's a sight to be aboard. Thirsty for your blood when they send you out to war. Cook you into ashes or they'll toss you in the ground. The trees will still be standing there when you are not around. The trees will still be standing there.
Okay, so I know that you played in a number of local bands, and I could probably name 2 or 3, definitely. But what has been sort of your favourite gig played today, whether it's as Guy North or in any of the bands that you played in the past?
It's a tricky one, this. There's 2 gigs that stand out in my mind as being the best, and the most recent one that really stood out was we played with Dark Horse in, I think it was 2018 or 2019, in Wakefield, and I'm trying to remember where it was. It was like a chapel in Wakefield. It was an amazing gig. A great band as well, Dark Horse. I don't know if you know Matt Nee. He's a fantastic musician. But yeah, it was such a great gig because Knuckle played at the gig as well, and they're another band that I really appreciate watching live. So when you get to play with bands that you really like, it makes a big difference to how you enjoy the gig yourself. And then the other gig that stands out in my mind is I used to be in a band called Soberskin, and we won the Fithers Battle of Bands 2003. So that's going back some time now. And that really did stand out as an amazing gig. It was really weird as well. Like Rick Witter was at the bar, and I was talking to him, and he gave me a massage while I was talking to him. It was really weird. That one stood out because of that as well.
I'm talking about Rick Witter because I used to book bands for the Post Haste, before it became the Snooty Fox. Yeah, and bands would get in touch to play there, and there were this band, and I'd never heard of them, and I sort of said, well, if you can send me in those days a tape or a CD, let me have a listen to it, and then I'll get back to you. And they sent me this video, and it was absolutely brilliant, and it was recorded in studios in Manchester, and it was Shed 7, and it was like, right, so I ring them back and said, right, when can you play? And they said, we've just been signed, we can't do any more gigs now, record label have taken over our management and stuff. So so I missed out on Shed 7 down at the Post Haste, but hey, that'll teach me. I should have booked him, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Okay, third track, please, Guy. I understand it's called Everything Comes Easy to You. Yeah. Background story to this one, sir?
I think this is the most recent one that I've recorded, actually. And there is a very thin kind of like background story to it, really. And that is, I've worked really, really hard over lockdown, like in my career, which is not related to music, sadly. I've been working really hard. And I just kind of got it in my head that, like, some people probably think things do come easy to people, but they don't necessarily come easy to people. So I just wrote a song around that kind of concept. It's all about like being jealous of people, I suppose.
Yeah, should we have a listen?
Yeah, why not?
Good.
So that was Everything Comes Easy to You by Guy North, who kindly joins us for this interview during the Christmas period. So moving on, new release info. Now I know it's you said you sort of were doing different things during lockdown, right? The sci-fi pilot. But you mentioned that Everything Comes Easy to You is a more recent song that you've written. What can we expect in 2022 from Guy North?
Do you know what I've been saying for ages? You know, I'm going to get an album finished, and things have always kind of got in the way. And one of the things is as well, because I also play in the Thomas Wilby Gang, and it's a fantastic band to play in. So a lot of the times I write a song which I think I'm going to do myself, and then I end up doing it in Thomas Wilby Gang. So, you know, I never get to record a version of it, a solo version. But I think I will take some songs that I originally wanted to do solo that have already been done in Thomas Wilby Gang, and I'll do a solo version. And the thing that's great about doing it in a band is people kind of contribute ideas to the arrangement of the song. It can sound different to how you imagine it's going to sound. So that's great, because then I've got a version that's different, and then I can create a version that's how I originally conceived it would sound.
Can I ask you about recording, Guy? I mean, how do you go about recording? Do you get the whole group together, or do you do it bit by bit, sort of layer it?
Yeah, that's a good question. So when I'm doing Guy North stuff, it's 100% just me. So you can see there's a drum kit in the background there. Well, the audience can't see that there's a drum kit in the background, but there is. Yeah. And so I do the drums. Yeah,
there is definitely a drum kit in the background, which is impressive. So, it's not a drum machine.
Well, you know, it's more fun, I think, than using a drum machine. So I do the drums first, and sometimes what I will do is I will just mess around with the drum kit. So Patterson, the song that we played first, the drums on that, the actual project is just called Test Drums. It's not called Patterson. I just put a drum beat in. Thought, yeah, that sounds all right. Put a bass line on it. Yeah, that sounds all right. Put a guitar part on it, and then before too long, that was it. I had the song. So I like to record everything myself when I'm doing Guy North, and then it is truly a solo album. Then.
Yeah, great. Yeah,
cool. I mean, what we're hoping for 2022 is, because I know you've kindly been in studio twice as Guy North for a session for us, an interview, and as the Thomas Wilby Gang. So I'm hoping, we're hoping that 2022 will bring it, that we can get more acts performing live in the studio again, and doing interviews, because that's...
Yeah, well, Thomas Wilby Gang, when we did the session, everybody really enjoyed it, actually, because we didn't know what to expect, really, taking like the full band down to a very small kind of acoustic version. Yeah. But it actually came across, we thought it came across really well, and the people that listened to it thought that some of the songs sounded better in that format than when we played live in the full band. So it was it's definitely something that we enjoyed. We would do that again, and I've enjoyed playing on Rhubarb Radio as Guy North solo, so I'll definitely do it again.
Yeah, well, we'll just get some new studios set up, so they look a lot bigger. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get to that stage, because obviously the studio's a bit cramped at the minute for getting more than two in. But moving forward, they're doing work on it as we speak, aren't they, Pete?
Yeah, we hope so. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Very good.
Anything else you want to mention, Guy, before we play your last track?
Not really.
Okay.
I wish everybody a happy new year. How's that?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you. And again, thanks for taking the time out to come and join us and have a chat with us and recording those songs for us. So really appreciate it. And we're going to finish off with one called Lady Luck. Is there a story behind this one? There must be.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I think this is one that I did during lockdown. So I did do some recording during lockdown, and I tried to just like cast my mind back to when I was younger, trying to find, you know, a girlfriend that really kind of clicked with me. And, you know, eventually I met my wife, like I said, at Clarence Park Festival in 1996. And so it's just about that time in my life, really. Yeah. Lady Luck giving you the runaround, trying to find love, and then eventually you do. Very soppy, very sentimental.
Well, I tell you what, let's give it a listen. And thanks for taking the time to join us again, Guy.
You're welcome.
Little luck's been giving me